Today I thought we'd do something a little different but still related to the biking topic, and that's unboxing and review. And today we're talking about this product. The lighting is going to be a little weird here because it's shining from the top, apologies. But if you can see, what this is God, it's terrible lighting, is the Eken H9R life cam. Now, I recently had to replace my GoPro after an unfortunate incident on the wheelie road where somebody landed the 1290R directly onto my previous life cam, and I've chosen to buy this camera as a replacement. So as you can see, full 4K Ultra HD, which is lovely if you have a 4K television that can handle it. The camera is in there, similar dimensions to your typical action cameras like your GoPros, etc., except this one comes with a remote. So using this remote, you can strap the remote to your wrist like a watch, and you can press the red button to take a picture if you want, or if you want to switch to video mode, you can press the gray button and you can alternate like that while you're using it to go from picture to video. If you ask me personally, I think the button color should be reversed for video recording to red, and perhaps camera to gray, but that's a small point. But before we open up the box and I'll show you what this camera contains, let me show you or tell you why I selected this camera. Right, this is another camera I purchased previously, and as you can see right there, it says Authentic H9. Now, I used to have a GoPro, the original GoPro one. I don't even know if it was called a GoPro Silver. It was a GoPro Hero, which was a very good camera. It was only limited to about 5 megapixels at the time. It did what it did reasonably well, but it was a bit costly. So it cost me about 4,000 or 5,000 rand at the time, and I was looking for something a little bit cheaper in case I broke that one or something else. So I found this item on Amazon. It was rated very well. As you can see, also, I bought this about 2 years ago or a year and a half ago. 4K Ultra HD action camera. When you look at the accessories that it comes through, it has the case, which is waterproof if you replace the back of it. 2-inch screen on the back, which is very handy, which the GoPros, the majority of the GoPros do not have. The handlebar mount, the helmet side mount, the charger mount, the quick clip, the rounded battery, etc., etc. But that is not the point I'm trying to make. The point I'm trying to make is that although this isn't branded as an Eken camera anyway, it just says Authentic H9, this is actually a camera by the same company, Eken, except at the time they weren't branded very well, okay? So they were just perhaps starting out, and this is actually an Eken camera as well, which is now a very reputable company. They make drones, etc. Now, I also have this camera, which is an H9 life cam, okay? Now, if you can see from the packaging, it is nearly identical, except that this one doesn't say Authentic H9, although they've copied it exactly. So this is the Eken Authentic H9, and this is an H9 life cam that I bought from a company in Pretoria, made by the same people in China. However, Eken does such a good product in terms of copying GoPro that the people who are copying action cameras are now copying Eken. So this is an H9 camera, and this is an H9 life cam. Let me just open it for you so you have an idea of what the packaging was like a year and a half ago. As you can see, it's not particularly brilliant. You know, it's just a piece of plastic which was sort of molded cheaply, a cheap paper box. It has all the instructions in the back in terms of 720p, what the camera does, 1080p 60 frames per second, 2-inch LCD monitor. And this is what the camera is capable. There we go. Super wide angle lens, waterproof up to 30 meters, Wi-Fi, which is nice. So once you buy this camera, you're able to pair it to an application that you download from the Play Store, and you can look on your phone to see what the camera is doing. So in terms of completeness, despite the fact that it is quite a cheap camera, I mean, the H9 initially cost me about, I think it was about 1.6 or 1.7, was very complete as a product. But as it happens, I mean, it happened to them because they did it to GoPro, other companies started mimicking their product. So about 2 weeks ago, I had an unfortunate incident, and as I mentioned, my GoPro got smashed up. Okay, had it been a GoPro Hero 5 or something like that, it would have been 8,500 rand on the shitter, and I wasn't really too keen on replacing it. So I found this camera, and knowing the company, because I've been using their products for a while, I was pleasantly surprised to see that they had made some upgrades. I mean, just looking at the packaging, you can see that Eken has really come a long way. So their packaging is a lot more interesting, and it's going to make them stick out from the rest. It's clearly branded on the top here, although you can't maybe see it because of the crappy lighting. It now says Eken, and this is an H9R. The H9 model does not have this remote, but for an additional, I mean, I bought this from Amazon, an additional, I think it was $8, gets you this remote with the reverse buttons, and you now have this action camera. Let's open that up and I can show you what it comes with. So, still a very sort of rudimentary plastic box, which is nice in terms of a viewing window, so you can see what's in the product. And then you have this section here, which covers the camera. Okay, unfortunately, I'll insert a picture of what the previous H9 camera looked like, but this looks almost identical in terms of the case. The only thing they've changed is that the top right hand corner now says remote. So when you're using the remote, this camera will be able to tell you that you're using the remote and it's connected, etc. And this camera aperture is now round as opposed to square. I'm not too sure if it's going to improve anything. I've never had any issues with the square one. The only problem that I'm going to have now is that since I have two other Eken cameras, well, one, I smashed up the other one, they won't be interchangeable. So if I break this camera, I'm going to have to update it with an H9R camera. The camera itself, as you can see, comes on much the same. Action camera, little screen on the back, which is very, very clear, and that is the one thing that really okay, look, we're using the Eken H9 to try and show you the clarity on an H9R, which is not perhaps the smartest thing to do. But I have a 32 gig camera in here presently, recording at 1080p 60 frames per second, and it offers me 3 hours worth of recording time. Chances are the battery will die long before that, but it does come with a spare battery if you're planning on using your action camera for more than 3 hours. I don't know many people that do that. Most bike rides are over before then. If you're scuba diving, you're not going to last that amount of time underwater. So we pop the remote out here, and this is what's going to go into the Velcro strap that is supplied. You put that on your hand, and actually, yeah, let's show you. So we'll turn the camera on. I hope there's not pairing that needs to happen. Let's have a look. Boom! And just like that, we are recording. As you can see, top right hand corner, camera's flashing red, it's recording. You press it again, it stops recording. Very nice. Press the top button, and it takes a little still picture. So this is very handy. You put that on your helmet, you strap that to your hand, and your camera is doing the business for you. Okay, so very nice, very convenient. Oh, that's very nice. Well, now when you turn the camera on, which the previous camera didn't do, it now says Eken, whereas the previous H9 model just said action camera. It was quite generic, but they obviously are trying to stand out from the rest to differentiate themselves from all their competitors. And it must be honestly the biggest compliment to be, one of the better companies in terms of copying GoPro, and to now be copied by other people in terms of a leading camera copying company. So kudos to Eken for that. Now let's get to the fun stuff. I mean, I know already what the fun stuff is because I did open this up a little while ago. Show me your treasures, Gypsy. Huh? Don't make me rip you up. Oh! There goes the Eken on the floor. So, inside the top section, you have the charger for the Eken. You have two of the standard clips that go on the camera. You have a little bag with a Velcro strap, 2 in fact, and these are the straps that are going to go around your Bluetooth button when you need to strap it to your hand. Okay, so that's quite standard. But let me show you what was really interesting to me and really praising from Eken. Okay, I'll just do 1 or 2 of these clips. I'm not going to do all of them, just to show you. If any of you are familiar with what a standard GoPro clip looks like, you will remember that the GoPro clips never had this inner plastic bit here. This only started happening after the GoPro 4 and the GoPro section, etc. So without this, what used to happen is that you would slide this into any sort of joint or accessory that you were trying to plug into, and to remove it was a bit of a ball ache. There was no proper way to handle this piece, and you would press down and try to remove it, and ultimately after 2 or 3 tries you would snap that clip and you'd end up with one of these one-tooth fucks, and it was very frustrating. So GoPro took it upon themselves to include this very clever plastic rubbery piece. Of course, theirs is branded GoPro, you know, and it's in black. And the first time I saw it, I was like, wow. So when I saw this camera and I saw that they went as far as to copy that, I was really quite blown away, to be honest. So this is a standard little clip that you could use on the side of the helmet that is available in the pack. You also have this adapter, which means you can take the action camera, the Eken action camera, and strap it into this case when you mount it onto your helmet if you want to do live sound, or if you're in an outside setting. It's quite nice. It won't work on the helmet because the wind noise will be just too much. Okay, you have a replacement clip for the one I just showed you, the exact same one. You have this lapel clip. Okay, I'm not going to take it out the packaging. I'm just going to tell you what it is and assume that if you're somebody who's played with one of these, you know exactly what these clips are. But okay, fine, I'll just take it the fuck out. Okay, so this is a nice little clip, okay, which you could use on I suppose a tie or a desk or on the corner of a screen if you want to mount your GoPro at that particular angle, if that's that kind of thing is your bag. You have a nice 2 rounded mounts. Okay, these are very circular mounts, flat mounts. So this would be ideal for, let's say, a windscreen or a flat surface where you can mount your GoPro flat in a fixed position for that is not going to move too often. Okay, also available with the camera. Come on. 1 replacement pin to tighten to whatever item you're tightening it onto. You have these 2 majiggies, which is what goes onto the bottom of a tripod. You screw it on and then you pop your GoPro around the top with that little screw on, and you're on a tripod mounted. You also have this bar handle mount if you're much of a rider, triathlete or anything like that, or if you have a bike, maybe a stunt bike where you'd like to mount a GoPro, this will work. I tried to use this particular clip on my Street Fighter, it didn't work, so I had to buy a specialized one separate. But let's not be greedy, they're giving us a lot. You have the backing case for, see, this particular case is waterproof, it's completely sealed. This backing case has some sort of venting on it which will allow some sound to come through. That is what that is. You have some tethers, so every now and then I like to ride with the GoPro strapped to the rear set, and you get a nice angle from the back past the leg of the road. However, it does move a little bit if you're using that handlebar mount. So what you can do with these cable ties is you tether your GoPro to the rear set and they stay fixed. And you have a selfie stick handle, which I will never use because I hate selfies, but that's what that is. You strap it around your hand and that's it. So guys, I mean, they count a total of 18 accessories. It's closer to 20, okay? And this camera is brilliant. I'll do another little video. This was just the unboxing of a review of what the camera records like. But to have an idea, the majority of the videos I've recorded have been on the H9. This is an H9R, so I don't anticipate massive changes in terms of the video quality. But we're going to do a test anyway. I'll mount the GoPro on the helmet to see if the vibration is any different. One of the things that I would like for them to have sorted out across H9 cameras is the night vision. I mean, I've used the previous one at night and it was shocking. Even the rudimentary GoPro Hero, the first one, had better nighttime recording than the H9. So if they have sorted out that problem, which is my only gripe, this thing will be the bee's knees. So that's it for our review, unboxing, and showing all the accessories of the Eken Action Cam. Our next video in a couple of days, or maybe a week, will show you how it actually operates. And guys, stay safe on the road, ride safe, goodbye.